Penelope, and thank you for joining us on our adventure. We just wanted to give a quick overview of what our channel was going to be. So we enjoy cooking and baking, so there will probably be a lot of that. We enjoy exploring, so there will probably be a lot of that. Some try-on hauls, some inside the dressing room, some other just daily life stuff. So that's kind of what this channel is going to be. Today we're going to make the Pioneer Woman's cinnamon rolls. We live in Oklahoma, so Ree is well known here, and we're going to try making up her cinnamon rolls today. Penelope's not going to help with this first part because most of it's on the stove, but then she'll help later when we get to mixing things out and adding other ingredients in. So she's probably going to go play while we do this first part, and then she'll join us later when we mix things up. Sound good? Okay, so the first part of this recipe, you're going to scald 1 cup of milk with a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil and a 1/4 cup of sugar. The original Pioneer Woman's recipe yields 48 cinnamon rolls, and I don't need 48 cinnamon rolls, so I went ahead and quartered everything. So I'm just going to make a dozen cinnamon rolls today. So for the first part, that's what you're going to do. You just want to get it to right before boiling. You want to be careful that you don't burn your milk, because that can happen pretty quickly. Okay, so our mixture of milk, oil, and sugar has gone hot enough, and now we're going to let it sit for 45 minutes to an hour to cool down before we add in the yeast. And we want it to be lukewarm. We don't want it to be hot. So we're going to wait for probably, we'll check it in about 45 minutes and see where it is, and then we'll go ahead and add in the yeast. Okay, our mixture has cooled down, so I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. And I'm going to let that sit for about 10 minutes. Okay, so what I've done is just lightly grease the inside of my KitchenAid bowl. So I'm going to use this a little bit later on. And then I've put in our mixture of milk, oil, and sugar. Yep, we're not ready to stir yet. Hold on. Hold on, we got to put in the flour first. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put in 2 cups of flour. You got it? Don't touch it. Good job. Alright, one more. Yeah. How many is that going to be? It is spoon. Yeah, spoon. Alright. Dump in this one. All the way. All of it. Oh, good job. Okay. Now mix that up real good. Mix it up. Mix it up. Now I'm just going to take some cling wrap and I'm going to put it over top of my bowl, and we're going to let it sit for about an hour to rise. So we're going to let that rise, and then we'll come back and we'll put some more we'll put some more flour in it, some baking powder, some baking soda, and then it should be, might need to rise again. We are back from our nap. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll out our dough here. Yeah. Yeah. So while we're doing this, I also have some butter melting on the stove. I have also went ahead and greased the pan that I'm going to put the cinnamon rolls in, and I have preheated the oven to 350 degrees. So, yeah, Mama gonna do it first, and then you do it, okay? Yep, Mama do first, and then you do. You gonna help? So you want to roll this out into a rectangle. Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna roll it out. Alright, that's good. Alright, now we are going to put our melted butter. I'm just going to go ahead and use a brush and just brush the entire rectangle of dough that we made. I'll let you guys see it in just a second when we finish. Alright, then we're going to sprinkle cinnamon and sugar on it. So this is going to be Penelope's favorite part. Take your hand. You grab some. And we're going to sprinkle it on. No, don't throw it like that. Put it on here. There you go. You're going to use probably about a cup of sugar total. Then we're going to add our cinnamon on. So you should have something that looks like this. And then we're going to roll it up. Yeah. You want to make sure you try to keep your rolls tight. Yeah, we're going to keep it nice and tight. And I'm going to take some extra butter right on the edge to seal it. Okay, sugar on your fingers. Cinnamon log onto here. I'm going to cut approximately a dozen. It shouldn't be too long. We're going to leave them in here, and then we're going to bake them for about 15 minutes, and then we'll kind of see what they look like. I'm going to have the cinnamon roll in the oven, and we're going to go ahead and make the frosting for them. To start, I brewed some coffee. You have to put an eighth of a cup in the frosting, so I just went ahead and made enough for me to have some. So we are going to now add in our powdered sugar. Don't touch it yet. Don't touch it yet. We are going to add in 1/2 cup at a time. Hold on, I'll let you dump it in. Hold on. So we are going to do, I'm not going to sift it. Not necessary. Just an extra step. Can Mama see this? Thank you. Alright, we are going to add in the rest of our melted butter. So this is about an eighth of a cup. And I just melted it on the stove. We're going to add in 1/4 of a cup of milk. And dump that in. And then 1 teaspoon of maple syrup. Or if you just have maple flavoring, you can use maple flavoring instead. We're going to mix all this together. It legitimately looks so good, and it will be ready to go onto the cinnamon rolls when they come out of the oven. So we will show you the final product once we take it out. So this is how the cinnamon rolls turned out. They look delicious. I just went ahead and waited for them to cool a little bit and then topped them with the icing. This actually made a lot of icing, so I just put the rest of it in this little jar in case we decide we want more later. But they turned out so good. Thank you for coming on this adventure with us. We hope you tune in next time to see where the road takes us.